Samuel Akolgo is back with us on the line. Yes, so Mr. Akolgo, I was asking about your meeting yesterday. Yes, go ahead.
Yes, we were able to have our meeting last night, and we took a number of decisions. And what we are waiting to do now is to meet with the Parliamentary Select Committee on Health, so that we will add whatever message we have with, and then modify or improve the decisions that we took last night.
Okay.
So I am unable to preempt last night's decisions now.
No problem. So, can you tell us the agenda? I mean, I know, but what about the strike were you discussing yesterday? Not the decisions. What about it did you discuss yesterday?
We're looking at how we can relax ourselves a bit, and then allow the conversations that we are currently engaging in. So whatever that would happen by the close of the day, we would have known what to do next.
Okay. When you say relax yourselves a little bit and allow the conversation, what is the relaxation you talk about here?
The relaxation is thinking of what will be beneficial to the people of Ghana.
Okay. And without going into details, what do you think will be beneficial to the people of Ghana?
It means you are pushing me into the arena of the decisions of the National Council.
Oh, no. That's why I said that. I mean, don't go into details, but what do you think will be beneficial for the people of Ghana?
What will be beneficial to the people of Ghana, one, is to give full restoration. Number two, we can also beef up the skeletal staff that is being organized or arranged by the Ministry of Health.
I mean, just so nobody misquotes you, when you say full restoration of what?
Restoration of nursing services.
Okay, and then beefing of skeletal staff is what specifically?
You see, in our normal industrial actions of this nature, what we usually do when we are going to do full withdrawal, we make our executive work with the health facility management and leave some staff who will be on the ground in mufti, not in uniform, to deal with the dire emergencies. But in this particular one, the Ministry of Health had their own arrangement. So we didn't think it was necessary to put that arrangement in place.
Okay. Now, so this full restoration that you talk about, all other things being equal, when is that likely to happen?
All will depend on whatever we get in Parliament. We will add it to our own, and then we can make a fair decision. And if they give us what we want today, we can call off the strike immediately. But we know that may not be possible. So we are also looking at other strategies that we can do, or we can use to help the situation.
Okay. Now you've actually introduced something. You said if they give you all you want, you call off the strike, but you know that may not be possible. Do I get the impression that at this point you are prepared to accept some level of implementation and a deferral of full implementation?
It will depend on the level. We expect a certain significant level. But if they go and they say, we are giving you only 1 or 2, obviously that will not meet the expectation of our members.
That significant level that you talk about, what is it?
If you look at the conditions of service, our document, we have the uniform allowance, which will go for everybody. So that one, we cannot ignore that one.
Okay.
We have the full allowance, which is just meant for a certain category of the senior nurses and midwives.
Okay.
We have the book and research allowance, which is meant for our nurse educators who are teaching in tertiary institutions and have certain qualification. In the foundation of service, it is defined what qualification you should have before you can benefit from it. So it is not for every health nurse educator.
Okay.
We also have the rural incentive allowance. This is allowance we secured since 2020, but unfortunately implementation has been a challenge. And the challenge was that they were unable to determine which areas are deprived areas. That actually sounded funny because as a country that is aggressively trying to develop the country, if you don't know where your deprived areas are, then how are you doing this development? But that is what we're told. Fortunately, a technical committee was able to do some work. So right now, clearly, the deprived areas have been mapped out, and it is in the document. It is with the ministry. It is with the Ghana Health Service. So that allowance is 20% of the basic pay of the nurse or midwife.
Okay. Mr. Akolgo, just by way of clarification, so
yes.
Is it the case that for the, I mean, if government even intends to meet you halfway, they must meet you in areas that affect the general group instead of those that affect some percentage of your membership? Is that a view?
It's the mixture of both.
Oh, okay. So what you've been telling us, so for instance, you would want to have the implementation of the uniform allowance. You want to have the book and research allowance. You want to have the rural allowance. Which else would you want to have?
The fuel allowance.
The fuel allowance.
Yes.
So these are the 4 that you think government should start with before you can, get back.
I wouldn't want to say that. I don't want to preempt what government, what we will accept when government comes out.
Well, because you've said that again, just for purpose of clarification, because you've said that even if government wants to meet you halfway, meeting you halfway must be significant. And I asked you what would constitute significant, and you've talked about these things. Would I be wrong if I say these are significant for you?
There are a lot of factors that will go into it.
Yes, but would
One
I be
of
wrong
the
if I
issues-
say these are significant for you?
Let me come.
Please come.
We have a challenge. One of the bone of contention is effectiveness of implementation. But the document is supposed to be July last year.
But of course there was a court action. Yes.
There are arrears July 2024. It means we have 1 year arrears to close to all the allowance. We expect that some arrangements would be made to deal with these arrears.
Okay.
All these and other, like I've mentioned, they are things that we will put together to determine whether the package that we are getting will be sufficient enough to meet the expectations of our members.
Okay. Well, Mr. Akolgo, since you're meeting with the Parliamentary Select Committee, would hold on, go and have that meeting, and then we'll come back to you for further and better particulars, right?
That's fine.
Thank you very much. That's Samuel Akolgo, who's first Vice President of the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association.